welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Let's have a go and do a Year 12 revision multiple choice quiz. I have an old style paper that is an old AQA one, but it's really applicable to anyone that wants to test their knowledge. Just watch out for getting caught out on any of these tough kind of questions coming up. Positive statement is something that's testable, so I'm looking for something like that we can do some research and work out if it's testable. So best allocated, that's an opinion. Somebody thinks something's best this way, somebody thinks something's best this way. Should be increased. Testable is not. An increase in interest rates will reduce house prices. Okay, this is good. This is conclusive. I can go out and test if interest rates will reduce house prices. Two products are in joint supply when the manufacturer has no choice but to supply both. No choice. So a fall in the output of one product is accompanied by a decrease in the output of another product. This is good. So something typically in joint supply, and I hate this example. The example is beef. If you want more beef meat, then you will end up with more beef leather. So if you stop producing beef, you will stop having beef leather. Government failure always occurs when. So this one is a government intervention leads to a net welfare loss. Yes, that's the answer. That is exactly the definition of government failure. So just have a go at learning that one. Marketing department, we have PED, percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in price. Note that it's inelastic. So if the price increases, we expect the quantity to fall because people still have limited incomes and stuff. We expect that to fall by a smaller percentage. So quantity demanded should fall by a smaller percentage. So I don't have any information to work out how much it will be because I've only been given the PED. And to work out the percentage change in quantity demanded, I need to know the PED and the change in price, but I don't have that information. So look how sneaky they are. That's you don't have information for that. So the next one we're being asked if the expenditure will increase or decrease. So we have an inelastic product, and this inelastic product is going to be increased in price. So we expect the expenditure on that good to increase because inelastic, so the quantity sold will be very similar, but you've increased the price a lot. So B is the answer. Here we have S1 and S2. It's been a shift to the right. This is a tilted shift. So usually this is a VAT change. It's odd that it's going right, meaning that there's been lower cost of production. So I reckon VAT has been removed, which is the answer here. Market is in equilibrium when you've got supply and demand equal to each other. Consumer satisfaction, that's an odd word, it's more of a want, and so you need to account also the ability to buy something. They haven't given us supply equal demand, so I guess it's going to be C. That when it's in equilibrium, there's no tendency to change because there's no excess demand, there's no excess supply or anything. Watch out for these ones, make sure you only talk about what they have actually said. So I don't think I heard anything about opportunity cost. Greater composting of waste would reduce the rate of growth of waste. Don't think they've said that. They just said that there needs to be more waste disposal. Private cost of waste disposal is greater than the social cost. That would be true if it has some kind of environmental benefits. No, I think only the recycling thing is good, so I don't have information on that. Price of recycled materials are low. Yeah, there's a lack of demand for recycle. There we go, that's the answer. We've got a subsidy. The subsidy is going to be the distance between S1 and S2. And we can work out how much has been spent by working out how many units have been given a subsidy. So the units sold are going to be M with the subsidy. So we're looking at M times the gap, the vertical gap, which is KF. So I'm looking for all of this area, which is B. So there's been less tax. Wow, betting tax was an indirect tax on each bet placed by consumers. So tax shifts S1 to S2. So if you cancel the tax, then you're back at S1. So the supply curve shifts to the right. Government grants produces a subsidy. Subsidies shift the supply curve to the right. What's going to increase its sales? Okay, if we have something that's inelastic, sales will only increase from Q1 to Q2. But if it's elastic, you should get the same increase from Q1 to Q2. So it should be demand being elastic. You want that to be the case. For a monopoly to persist, you're looking for barriers to entry. And hey, look at this, we got it. Oops. Got supply and demand of rail services, demand increasing. So I'm looking for non-price factors such as higher incomes. And I'm not looking for taxes. Well, actually, hang on, am I looking for taxes? And maybe I'm looking for the taxes on car parking, because if it becomes more expensive to park your car, maybe people will go by train. So I think that's actually the answer. An economic good has opportunity cost. Yeah, it's a good definition, just one to learn. Money is a medium of exchange. You are not going to swap goods, you're going to swap goods for money instead. Trade is likely to increase. Yeah, because it becomes easier. It's easier to find somebody who wants to buy a pen for money instead of a pen for a paperclip. Which of the following is most likely to lead to a greater labor productivity? So I'm looking at something to do with specialization. That's usually where micro comes in with this. Or actually some kind of investment. Wages makes labor cheaper, but it doesn't make it more productive. So income distribution. Ooh, what do we have? So we've got from the year 2000 to 2008. We've got the bottom fifth having less income and the top fifth having more income. There's more inequality here. So distribution of income became more unequal. The PED is 0. PED equals percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in price. Okay, if that's 0, your demand curve looks like this. And if you have a tax, the tax still shifts your supply curve to the left. So S1 is going to S2. And so the price is going to be increasing from P1 to P2. Hang on, it's been paid entirely by the consumer. No, it hasn't. Yeah, it has. Raise the price of the product by the full amount of the tax. There we go, that's the answer. Nearly caught me out. Be surprised how many times they can catch you out by just the way they phrase things. We've got PPS for country X and Y. And so to make a car, they're asking, what's the opportunity cost? So I add some numbers, that's how I do it. Let's say this is 10. Let's say this is 5, and let's say this is 10. So country X, bikes, cars. To make, for country X, let me put this one here, can make 5 bikes, can make 10 cars. Country Y can make 10 bikes and 10 cars. Okay, let's do an opportunity cost table. Bikes, cars. Okay, what I need to do is to figure out how much it costs X to make one bike. So for X to make one bike, right now they can make 5 bikes or 10 cars. To make one bike, they have sacrificed the ability to make 2 cars. And for country Y to make one bike, they only need to sacrifice 1 car. Country X, to make 1 car, they have had to sacrifice half a bike and 1 bike. So I've got the opportunity cost there now. So the opportunity cost of cars is this column, that column there. I can't see that. So that is greater for country Y. Greater for country Y than country X. It's also a time-consuming method, but it works. Market failure arises when the quantity is wrong. We're looking for something like this, that the quantity is at the wrong place. So that's, positive externalities. If people neglect getting vaccines because it's good for other people, then there's going to be too few vaccines taken and you'll get the wrong quantity. Market has moved from E to F. I reckon they've forgotten or just neglected to draw a supply curve. So there's an S2, so we're looking for something that shifts supply to the left. That's higher cost of production. So a tax seems like it could be a good idea. Maximum prices don't shift things because they're a change in price. Public goods are not just supplied. Subsidies, wrong way around. Cross elasticity of demand equals percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in the price of another good. So it's the responsiveness, it's always the responsiveness of demand to a change in the price of another. Merit goods are likely to be underprovided in a free market. Yeah, merit goods have MSB higher than MPB. All else constant, that's going to mean the free market is going to produce here. Society would have loved that much to be produced. So the reason why this happens is because there's this gap between the MPB and the MSB, which is the externality. So the social benefits exceed the, social benefits exceed their private benefits. That's what's caused the demand curves to diverge. And that's what causes the free market to choose something different. We've got average costs, the economy operating at E, growing in size, average cost full. This is economies of scale. Something that maybe you don't do in year 12, but some of you in year 13. Okay, public goods are not provided at all. They are non-rival and non-excludable. So they are definitely not provided by companies. Companies don't want to make them. They can't make a profit. They're not really provided either. I think that's unlikely unless it's talking about maybe the government, but it's not a cost. I don't know. I don't like this one. Infinite supply. They're not going to be supplied. I like this one because this one's the definition of non-rival. Yeah, and in a merit good, the more you consume a merit good, say like a vaccine, consumption does reduce the available supply. We have a maximum price, which is above the equilibrium. It should be below the equilibrium to work. So Pmax basically doesn't exist. It doesn't actually have any effect. So the equilibrium price is going to be the exact same thing. So I hope that was really useful. Hope you learned a lot. And I have lots of other of these year 12 multiple choice question revisions that I help guide you through, and let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions for any other videos. Otherwise, thank you so much. Bye!